Starry tributes pour in for fashion giant Valentino. Armani's spirit lights up the catwalk in Milan and hunting down the artwork looted long ago. That's all coming up in today's show. Well, first, surveillance footage has now been broadcast revealing how the infamous heist took place at the Louvre 3 months ago. The video shows two people, their faces covered, breaking into display cases containing tiaras, emerald earrings, a sapphire necklace, and other precious items. Investigators believe the haul's worth around 88 million euros. Well, 4 suspects have been arrested and charged for the theft, but the jewels have not yet been found. They have, however, been added to the world's largest private database of stolen art pieces. Camille Knight tells us more about the team of experts working to return artworks to their rightful owners.
It only takes a few minutes, in the middle of the night, in the empty corridors of this English castle. 5 men in blue overalls force their way inside and smash the glass display case. They steal everything inside it, dozens of precious objects worth nearly 6 million euros, which they wrap in a curtain before fleeing. It was 22 years ago, but for the museum's director, the memory is still fresh.
I was rung up very, very early in the morning. A large number of the gold boxes and small objets de vertu were on display, and they smashed their way into it. It was deeply shocking.
The burglary at Waddesdon Manor remains a mystery to this day. The thieves were never identified, but in 2021 the case took an unexpected turn when this small ornate box resurfaced at an auction.
Closely, to get the call to realise it was our box and then to have it come back was just fantastic. We very much hope we'll get more of them, if not all of them, back one day.
The reason it was identified when it went up for sale is that it had been registered in the world's largest database of stolen artworks, a registry containing 700,000 missing paintings, sculptures and pieces of jewellery. Even more comprehensive than the databases of Interpol or the FBI, this reference archive is managed by a private company based in London. Jewels stolen from the Louvre are also listed here.
Here you can see our entry for the Louvre robbery. You can see the 8 pieces that were stolen. They're all in the database with photographs, descriptions and dimensions.
These details are then compared with artworks circulating on the market.
Every day we receive hundreds of requests from museums, acquisition departments, private collectors, auction houses, dealers. All of them are cross-referenced against our data.
Around 50 missing artworks are recovered every year, like this Pissarro painting stolen in France from a museum in Aix-les-Bains in the 1980s, which later reappeared at an auction. It featured in this photograph taken 80 years earlier in an apartment looted by the Nazis.
I think this is one of the highlights of my work here. It's not a particularly incredible painting, and as you see, it was 3,000 to 5,000 pounds was the estimate. So it's not a high-value millions Picasso, but emotionally this was an amazing case.
Created 35 years ago, this global registry is funded through a fee paid by art sellers for each verification request. Investigators bring treasures back to light year after year, objects once thought to be lost forever.
Next, his creations are a staple of red carpets around the world. Valentino Garavani was known for glamorous, show-stopping couture and bringing Italian dressmaking techniques to the catwalks of Paris. The fashion designer's death at 93 years old has been mourned by both those who make and wear high fashion. Charlotte Hughes takes a look back at his illustrious career.
He was one of the heavyweights of 20th century fashion. Italian designer Valentino Garavani, known as Valentino, dressed a whole host of well-known figures over the course of his career. Among them are Elizabeth Taylor, Julia Roberts, Audrey Hepburn and Sharon Stone, to name but a few. Famously, Jackie Kennedy chose one of the designer's dresses for her wedding to Aristotle Onassis in 1968. Born in northern Italy in 1932, Valentino co-founded his fashion house with Giancarlo Giametti in 1960. He became renowned for his collections that symbolized luxury and opulence, and his choice of the signature color Valentino Red helped catapult the brand to international fame. Tributes have poured in from the fashion world. Donatella Versace is among those who have paid their respects, describing him as a true maestro. In 2019, Valentino and Sophia Loren attended Milan Fashion Week, where she honoured him with the prestigious Legacy Award and hailed his career.
Un uomo che ha rivoluzionato il mondo della moda.
A man who revolutionized the world of fashion through his elegance, passion, and style.
Speaking to France 24, fashion editor Dana Thomas remembered Valentino not only for his sartorial talent, but also his joyous spirit.
Mr. Valentino was the life of the party. He was a joyful and joyous designer. He made the most beautiful clothes. He just loved beauty. He wanted to pursue beauty, create beauty, and loved all things about beauty. And then he loved a good party, and boy, did he throw good parties. I was lucky to be at several of them over the years.
The Valentino brand is now majority owned by a Qatari fund, with French luxury group Kering holding a 30% stake. Kering is planning to fully acquire the business in the future.
Well, staying with fashion, a new chapter opens for the House of Armani, which premiered its first catwalk collection since the death of founder Giorgio Armani at 91 in September last year. Models at the Milan menswear show wore silhouettes that recalled his relaxed tailoring, with new elements bringing a younger feel to the designs. Longtime Armani collaborator Leo Dell'Orco is now heading up the label, as Laura Di Biasio explains.
Same Armani headquarters, same relaxed elegance, different direction. Since Giorgio Armani's passing, the fashion world has been wondering what the future holds for the brand. Milan got its answer this week with actors and singers alike. Jack O'Connell, heated rivalries Hudson Williams, singers Ricky Martin and Italy's Gianni Morandi showed up to spread the love.
Oh, I love a bit of Armani. Love.
I just always had this big feeling. I mean that I felt good dressed by Armani. I felt stronger.
And the strong looks are still here. The collection under Giorgio's longtime collaborator Leo Dell'Orco feels more like a classy tribute than a clear rupture, inheriting the soft tailoring, the flowy velvets, and archival 80s looks. But if the velvets are still here, Armani sense that Armani ditches the quiet tones for deeper and richer greens, blues, and purples, giving this new collection a more youthful and modern air to it. Crumpled fedora hats, bomber jackets, and woolly jumpers also completed the looks. Leo Dell'Orco took a bow to long applause alongside his nephew Giovanni, and unlike Armani's trademark dark t-shirt and blazer, he appeared in a double-breasted suit in full Armani velvet fashion.
Finally, we're wrapping up the show with a spectacular projection mapping event which brings moving images to the interior of the Saint-Eustache Church in central Paris. Named the Celestial Odyssey, it's a 3D multi-sensory experience which also involves a live orchestra and a choir, a unique blend of art and technology in a renowned heritage site. We'll leave you with a preview. Otherwise, do check out our website for more arts and culture and our social media too. There's more news coming up just after this.